I try to do the best that I can to figure out what different athletes need. In particular, if we're talking about high-level swimming, I think that once athletes get to a certain level, there's certain things and certain key ingredients that they need to have, and those key ingredients are different for every particular athlete. So while one person might need a certain thing, like let's say more aerobic work, another person might need more speed work or stroke work, technique work, or something like that. And so I'll try to pinpoint that and try to work on that. You have to believe that you can do it, and I think the hardest part about coaching someone to a high level, if you haven't had the tradition on your team of doing that, is the fact that you don't have the tradition. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a team, the North Baltimore Aquatic Club, where we had a certain amount of tradition, and so athletes were able to kind of buy into the tradition. And now at T2 Aquatics, although it's a new team, we're establishing a tradition already where some of our younger swimmers see our older swimmers succeed. If you don't have that sort of situation, you've got to kind of create it for yourself. It's something that you have to constantly be talking with the athlete about, talking with the parents about, not only talking with the athlete, but talking with the other athletes on the team about the goals of kind of the highest level athletes on the team. If you only have one athlete that's, let's say, going to make an Olympic trial cut this year, but you have a group of 15 athletes that are in your senior training group, I feel that all 15 athletes have to buy into the fact that the goal is to go to Olympic trials, whether it be for 1, 2, 3 kids or the whole group. Basic philosophy when we're approaching meets is that we want to reduce the amount of questions that we have. We want to maximize the amount of answers that we have. All answers refers to this. We feel that a lot of people go into meets, or there are certainly some people that go into meets with a ton of questions about how things are going to work. And all the questions that they have really don't have any definitive answer. So we try to have as many answers and as few questions, meaning questions like how am I going to do need to be answered definitively and with a positive statement, like I'm going to do very well. So if we have questions that we can't answer, we say forget it, and if we have questions that we can answer, we answer them in a definitive positive statement type answer. We as coaches for T2, we get to know these kids pretty well, and we're on more of a yearly, monthly, weekly plan with these kids, and we get to really kind of get to know them. We get to know their parents. We get to know what makes them tick and what motivates them and that sort of thing. When you're coaching on a national team, you have to, first of all, you have to talk to the home coach and get as much kind of information as you can, and you have to talk to that athlete. If the athlete is an older athlete, a lot of times just talking to them is the most important thing, because you figure out a little bit about what makes them tick. That's the crux of what we're trying to do here with high-level athletes. We have to understand that the X's and O's part of it is so far removed from what it's really all about. There's so many different ways to gain success as a coach, as a team, and as athletes. Then you've got the mind of the athlete and kind of the emotional preparation for meets and that sort of thing. That part of coaching is part that I think I think a lot of the best coaches really do a great job of, and I think that we can all probably get a lot better at trying to kind of figure out where the athlete is emotionally and mentally, and where they are with their own expectations. We've established kind of an attitude with our team that makes me proud. The attitude is, we're going to go and swim fast at any meet. Doesn't matter what meet it is. We're not going to worry about if we're in the middle of a training part of the season or whatever. We're going to go and we're going to swim fast. Whether or not that happens or not, it is what it is. But we have a certain attitude that we're going to swim fast all the time.